Alright, so this is Sammy. She's one of my cats. She doesn't really like being out on the patio. But cats are a little bit more difficult to pill than dogs. But it's not too bad. I'm just going to use a little piece of cat food because I don't have any pills for Sammy. But should be okay. So it's pretty similar to the way you do a dog. You just kind of grab the side of their mouth and you can pull down on their little bottom jaw. You gotta do it quick with cats because they're quick. So you kind of pull down and you just put it in the back of their throat and shut the mouth. And you just hold it until they swallow like that. You see their tongue. You know, usually you can kind of just push your finger back with the pill and it'll kind of throw it back in their throat and they'll swallow it that way. Cats do seem more prone to actually swallowing the medication as opposed to holding it in their mouth, just so long as you actually get it in the back of the throat. I'm also going to be showing you how to do sub-Q fluids. I'm obviously not going to do them on my cat because she doesn't need them, but I'll be demonstrating. So we have our fluid bag here. This is Normasol. So sometimes you may give subcutaneous fluids at home if you have a pet with renal failure, or if you have, you know, maybe a take-home parvo kit. Now, obviously, giving fluids subcutaneously is not going to be quite as good as getting them intravenously. So we are going to, you know, typically recommend hospitalization if a patient needs fluids. But like, you know, for a patient that has kidney failure, you know, it may be better for you to do it at home under the skin because you can do it every day. That way, it's also less stressful for the patient. So you want to hang your fluid bag up as high as you can. That way, gravity will help with the flow of the fluids. We have a little scroll here and a clamp. You have to make sure that the clamp is unclamped and the scroll is all the way up so that your fluids will be running. Now you can stop your fluids from running by scrolling the scroll all the way down or clamping the clamp, or you can do both. And so you want to make sure that you don't have any bubbles in your line, so you just open your clamp into the trash can or the sink until you don't have any more bubbles in that line. And under the skin, it's not so bad if they get, you know, a couple of bubbles, but it can be uncomfortable for the patient. So, you know, it is better if you get all those fluids out of your IV line. So what you want to do is you want to get your dog or your cat, and you want to kind of go between the shoulder blades here. I don't know if you can see that. You want to grab the skin. Cats tend to have a lot more extra skin than dogs. And then you're going to pinch the skin there, and then you're going to make a little indentation like a tent. So right here I've got a nice little indentation. I can stick my finger in there. And I'm going to take my needle, which we're pretending there's a needle on this, and you're just going to stick the needle horizontally against the skin. So straight into that indentation that we made. And so then you can, after you've got that needle inserted under the skin, you can open up your IV lines and you're going to let your fluids run. And so if you didn't get it in well enough, sometimes your fluids won't run very well. So you have to make sure that you've got a lot of space under the skin there for the fluids to go into. And so this IV bag has about 200 mils left in it. You can see we've got the 9 and then the 8 here. And so each number here is going to be 100 mils. Usually we're going to start out with 100 mils, so down to the 1 is going to be your first 100 mils. Okay, so that was the video tip of the week. I hope that was helpful. If you guys ever have any questions or concerns, you can always give us a call. Our number is 915-584-4491, and I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks.